like me. I hate Webex. No, I want to stay on Zoom.
Okay, so that is how a lot of people feel when they really like Zoom. They're comfortable, they're a speaker, facilitator, they love the engagement, love to be on camera because they're coming from the in-person context where you would see each other and create that engaging learning experience. So if your client is insisting that you go onto the Webex platform, I have some 12 tips to things to consider, questions to ask your client, things to keep in mind and be prepared for. Because it is possible to create and facilitate an engaging experience on Webex. It's not the same as Zoom. But to help you adapt and shift, I'm going to give you this information to give you a head start if you like Zoom and you're needing to work on the Webex platform. Hi, my name is Patricia Regier with Regier Education. All right, so number one, the culture on Webex. A lot of organizations, if they've had Webex for a long time, they may have the culture of not being on camera. And that is hard to change in an organization if that's typically how they have their meetings. So whether they're Webex, MS Teams, some platforms just have that culture of being off camera. And if you're familiar with, more comfortable on Zoom, this is going to be something that is different. So creating activities, whether to encourage people to come on camera or just get that engagement, that you hear people, you feel that they are hearing you. Things in Zoom, there are other engagement, even reactions. Some of the things that are on all the platforms, use them to the best of the ability. You can do a pinned paired chat. That's something that works really well as well. So you can facilitate that engagement. So number one, the culture is off camera typically. Number two, your slide deck. You are going to be probably sharing that differently than you're used to. It is not as conducive or as easy to share slides, stop share slides, to see everybody in the gallery view of video tiles, and then share it again. The best way to share your slide deck on Webex is not the typical share that you would do through Zoom. It is actually uploading it into the platform, and you can have your, you can open up the tiles, and it's really easy to pass what they refer to as pass the ball back and forth when you're sharing a slide deck. It works really well, but it's not ideal to X out of that and then re-upload it while your participants are there. So that's something to keep in mind. But you can upload multiple things and flip between them very easily if you have that ready to go. But you are in that shared mode. But your slides are different. They don't include animations. They don't include video clips. So when you upload the slide deck, if you have a slide that builds where different points come up one at a time, you have to build that manually, where you duplicate that slide multiple times and you just have a couple of those points showing up, not with animation. For video clips, you would then share that in the traditional way with computer sound, and that works better to do it that way. Without getting into the whole tour, trust me on some of these things to discuss and test out with your client on their Webex platform. You definitely want to find out their settings. So for example, some clients will not have the ability to share a document. So you want to send that out ahead of time in email, any resources and handouts, not do it on the spot. That takes a few steps. It may not even be activated where it's an option, to keep that in mind as well. Polls are different. You want to test that and set that up ahead of time. Definitely work with a producer or someone that can navigate this for you, help you transition from Zoom to Webex, and support you through the process so you're not having to learn the whole platform. 1, culture off camera. 2, PowerPoints are different. 3, share videos with sound is different. 4, polls are different. 5, ask if you can share documents ahead of time and sort that out. Number 6, definitely have a tech check, a test where you test everything that you want to do ahead of time and have producer support. So that's number 6. Number 7, use chat, use reactions, breakout rooms. Breakout rooms are a little bit different, but they still work, just as well. It's just the producer on the back end will do that a little bit differently. So use all of those options. Number 8, changing your name must happen before you enter the room. So if you're joining their Webex as a guest, you want to change your name. If it's your organization name or something else, you need to change that before you enter the room. And number 9, what's really neat is one, positive thing, as much as people don't love changing platforms, you can have your video in front of your slides, which is really neat that's built into the platform. You're not having to have it as a virtual background or anything. So that's something to test. Keep in mind when you're setting up your slides, if you want to be in front of them instead of beside them, something to test out. So number 10, it does have closed captioning, does have reactions, annotations, whiteboards, but just like on any platform, you might want to be using these engagement tools, which is recommended, but that just because your audience, your participants, and your client is always on that platform, it doesn't mean that they've used those tools. So you still might have to keep that in mind, find out if they use those tools before and have those pieces of just teaching them how to use it. It's great to have it built in because there are things with Webex where you have pointers and, you can have a lot of great activities, icebreakers. Using the tools on the platform can work really well. You just want to know what they know and always assume that people need to be walked through how to use an engagement tool. That's number 10. Number 11, I may have mentioned this. It's really easy. What they used to refer to as passing the ball back and forth. When you've uploaded the slide deck, it's really easy where you're the speaker, you're a presenter, to have someone else as a presenter and pass the slide deck controls back and forth really quickly. So it's simple, it's built in, and that is one positive as well in the platform. That's easy to do. Just practice and know how to do it. Find out if your producer client will upload the slide deck. Are you willing to give them the slide deck to upload? Or do you need to learn how to do that? So these are some pieces. And then number 12, the layout. So you can have the video tiles at the top, or you can have them on the side of your slide deck to just test that out too, for if you do have people on video, or even just to know who's there. You can have the participant panel up so you can see the names that way and chat. But just, I encourage you, when you're changing platforms, it can feel really hard. Platforms are constantly changing. So what you knew on a platform doesn't mean that it's still that same way. They're all in competition with each other. So often they're trying to adapt and bring in some additional good things that other platforms have. So giving a platform a chance. My first favorite is always going to be probably Zoom. But it is possible to facilitate an engaging experience on another platform. But it's really important, if you're looking at, if you're watching this video as the company that is hiring a speaker, keep in mind that speaker feeling comfortable and able to facilitate an engaging experience is really important. To have the outcomes that everyone's looking for. So supporting the speaker, the facilitator, is really important. if you're the speaker or the facilitator, your client being comfortable on the platform is really important to your participants. So there is a give and take, and forcing a participant group that is really entrenched on, if they hate a platform that you're wanting them to go onto, or they don't trust it, that can become the focus instead of the content and the experience. So there is a bit of a give and take, and some different things to consider when you're making choices or when you're getting ready to facilitate. So this video was in particular for those that love Zoom and are having to work on Webex. My name is Patricia Regier, and until next time, I hope you're able to facilitate engaging learning experiences, to facilitate those light bulb, amazing moments where people feel engaged and present, and you get the outcomes that you're looking for. Thanks for checking this out. Until next time.